Hello, little dreamers, and welcome to Fluffball Fables. Tonight's bedtime story is The Little Feather Who Found His Shine, a version of the classic fairy tale, The Ugly Duckling. So snuggle in tight, it's time to begin. Once upon a time, in a quiet little pond surrounded by tall, swaying reeds, a mother duck sat on her nest. One by one, her eggs cracked open, and fluffy yellow ducklings tumbled out, chirping happily. But there was one egg, much larger than the rest, that took a little longer to hatch. Finally, with a tiny crack, then a bigger one pop. Out tumbled the last baby. But unlike his bright yellow siblings, he was covered in soft gray feathers. His legs were longer, his beak was bigger, and when he waddled, he felt clumsy next to the others. Other ducklings blinked at him. "Why do you look so different?" one asked. "You don't match us at all," said another. The little gray duckling lowered his head. He didn't understand why he looked different, but he wished he didn't. A lonely journey begins. As the days passed, the little duckling tried to keep up with his siblings, but they teased him for being slow and awkward. Other pond animals weren't very kind either. The frogs giggled at his big feet, the sparrows whispered about his strange color, and even the fish in the water darted away when he swam near. Feeling sad, the little duckling decided to leave the pond and find a place where he truly belonged. Meeting new friends. He waddled through the meadow, where he met a family of fluffy rabbits. Their soft ears twitched as they watched him. "Can I stay with you?" the duckling asked hopefully. The rabbits smiled kindly but shook their heads. "We hop and dig burrows underground. You need water, little one. Keep searching, you'll find where you belong." So the little duckling waddled on, past fields of golden wheat, until he came to a barnyard. There, a group of chickens clucked and flapped their wings. "Maybe I can stay here," he thought. But the hens laughed when he tried to peck at the grain like them. "You're not a chicken. Look at your webbed feet." The duckling sighed and left again. The chilly winter. As autumn turned to winter, the days grew colder. The duckling shivered as he wandered through frosty fields, watching as the other animals huddled together in their warm homes. One day, as he searched for food, he looked up and saw something incredible, a group of elegant white birds soaring across the sky. They had long necks, graceful wings, and glided through the air as if they were dancing with the wind. A surprising reflection. Finally, one day, the ice began to melt. Spring had arrived. Flowers bloomed, birds sang, and the sun warmed the earth again. The duckling, now much bigger, made his way back to the pond. He dipped his beak into the cool water and gasped. His reflection had changed. Gone were the fluffy gray feathers. Instead, his wings were white as fresh snow, and his neck was long and graceful. His clumsy feet were now strong, gliding smoothly over the water. Just then, the beautiful white birds he had admired before landed on the pond. They looked at him kindly. "Come with us," they invited. "You are one of us." The duckling's heart fluttered. He wasn't an odd, ugly duckling after all. He had been a swan all along, finding where he belongs. The other pond animals watched in amazement as the once lonely duckling spread his wings and took his very first flight. Up, up, up he soared, feeling the wind beneath his feathers. At last, he had found where he belonged, not by trying to fit in, but by becoming who he was meant to be. From that day on, the little swan glided across the pond with confidence, knowing that being different was never a bad thing. It was what made him special all along. The end. And good night.